motherhood is indeed a journey that a lot of people have taken, changed their life, and make them see things in a different perspective. I'm not taking mine just yet, but my friend here has. Kupsi, how you doing?
Hi, Alexis.
When I see you, I feel like
How are
I'm
you?
old. I'm fine. I'm fine. Because I knew when Kupsi got married.
Okay.
I knew when Kupsi used to do her dance videos. Kupsi was not a dancer in your NYC uniform.
Oh my gosh.
The next thing, we do the next thing, she got married. I came for your wedding.
Okay.
I'm getting old. The next thing, Kupsi
So
is...
your time is gonna come. Don't worry.
No,
Just
I'm not even
You're not.
I feel like I'm getting old. Because
You
I think
know?
I was saying that I'm one of the people that are actually scared of this thing called motherhood. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I think I was talking to somebody recently and I was like, I don't know when it even came out of my mouth. I'm like, I'm scared of having, and I think that's why you stopped talking to me.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't
Why?
think I want to have it. My mom
I stopped talking to you.
See this thing.
Alexis, I stopped talking to you.
I said I was talking to a guy.
Okay, stop talking to
He
you.
stopped talking
Okay,
to
all
me.
right, all
'Cause
right.
I told him I don't think I want to have a child.
Oh.
My mommy must not see this. So I'm scared. I've had friends that their lives changed after
Okay.
childbirth, and I've lost a few people due
Okay.
to childbirth. So it's not an easy journey. It's not something that you just
Yeah,
go
it's
into
not,
and then
yes.
you come out. Yeah. So let's talk about you.
Okay.
I think for some reason there was something about your conception. You made it a big deal. Like
Okay.
testimonies.
Okay, yes.
So you were ready.
Yes, I was. Okay, so for me, the whole thing is, these are Gen Z and, pre-Gen Z.
Millennial.
I don't know. We just want to, what we want to do is we get married and we have to wait for a while.
Yeah,
want to
enjoy your
yourself,
marriage.
enjoy your marriage,
Yeah.
go for all those trips. Because, when you start thinking of when you're going to take in and, the whole pregnancy journey, just think that about 2 years of your life is maybe partly on hold, So that's like, pregnancy, putting to bed, like when you put to bed, having to take care of that
the
child,
child.
for a while to be put to hold. But then you have to just psychologically know that that's that stage and it's going to pass. It's just like when you go through challenges,
Yeah.
you have a business, you do things, and you have to go through that stage before you move to the next stage. That's, if you think about it that way, you know that, okay, this phase will pass, and it's for my own good too, because I'm starting a family, so I mean, it's not really a big deal. But then I gave testimonies because after the shakara and everything
That we are doing our life.
then it got to a point that I was, we started trying. We're like, okay, we're ready, we're ready to take
have
in
a
and to
child,
have
yeah.
a child. And first month, second month, and I was so sure that I was at that period that I was ovulating, and we were doing the do, like we got so intimate, and everything, it was not like a routine thing, like I would always wait
on
for
the exercise.
and from enjoying it now started becoming
A chore.
that phase. Yeah. So, and then I was like, it's gonna come, but when it was almost a year, I was like, what is up? So I now got to understand how people that wait for like 5 years and above, how they get to do it. Because mine was just how many months and
you were already
years. I was already
panicking.
panicking because I was like, I'm a young lady, like what's happening? Like, so age is not like a factor here, so what's going to happen? So that's why I had to do that testimony, because it was when we did not think about it or expect it. And that month, I realized that we got intimate just twice. And so it was just at the exact point that I took in, knowing that, okay, spirituality really matters. So it was like from a point of view that my spiritual father already saw it, like when I was passing, and there was going to come, and it was that month. So it was just God ordained, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know your faith, but then it was just a testimony for us.
Yeah.
So that was that phase. And I made it a big deal because I needed to encourage a lot of
People that
women.
were there.
And I'm super, super happy that I've gotten 2 testimonies from people that said that my testimony encouraged them. Yes.
To wait.
There was a lady that waited 4 years, and she saw my testimony and had that same symptom, because mine felt like period.
How? Tell me about it.
So I go, like, previously I used to go like through pain during my period. I got worse pain that time. And
Okay.
normally when you're pregnant, you don't have to go through maybe tummy pain. You
Oh,
just have
yeah.
maybe feeling feverish and all. But mine was like period.
But
Like
were you bleeding?
no.
Okay, you were
I
just having the
wasn't. I was
cramps.
just having cramps, like the cramps I do have when I'm about to. But the period wasn't coming, so that was the reason I had to go
Go
and
to
go
the
and go. Yeah,
hospital.
go to the hospital for a test.
And they found
And my
out that-
husband was so observant because when he saw me, he said that, "Oh, your boobs have grown bigger. Let's go for a test."
Okay, so now let's talk about the changes that occurred in your body.
Okay,
We're talking
okay.
about boobs getting bigger. You
Yeah.
didn't notice that they were getting. Was it bigger but not painful? Because some people have painful.
Oh no, mine wasn't painful at all. In fact, the pain it was like when I was breastfeeding, So it wasn't painful at all, at all. It was just, in fact, I did not notice. I was just like, I was waiting for my period. I got pads already. I put them in my, I put them in a separate place. I was ready. I was like, period was
Baby is
gonna
like
come.
just the play.
And the changes that occurred is my boobs grew bigger. I think that was the only symptom, and I was having pains like
Are you
cramps.
serious?
When
you went
it
to
was
just-
just, I think
is
it's
it a
really
normal
peculiar.
thing?
It's not, but it was just one out of like 10, maybe one out of maybe 100 people that have that symptom. Pregnancy can
Can
come with you,
vary.
come at you at any point.
Yeah.
So that's what I went through, and that was the only symptom that made
Did you
me
have
check.
craving? Okay, so this was
So
what
this was
just
that was just like the pregnancy phase. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I just knew conception that I knew that I was pregnant. So me having all those cravings and everything is the later stage of pregnancy.
Yeah, now take us through it. What were the crazy cravings that you had?
Okay, so for cravings, okay, so a person that would normally not drink gari, would not take swallow apart from amala, because I'm a Yoruba girl,
Yeah.
even if I don't look like one. All right, so those times I disturbed my husband for catfish, for pepper soup. So I had to tell him the exact type of pepper soup I wanted. So there's a kind of pepper soup that people cook that you can use with rice, and there's one that you can just take alone. I did not know till that time. So I told him to get pepper soup, and he went to get pepper soup for me. Apparently, it was the one that it was not the one I wanted, and I was angry that he should get me the one I wanted. And he was like, "Which one do you want?"
is there again?
So he now had to go around. I remember we were at Anthony then, around Anthony, Maryland, started looking for the spicy one, the one that is pepper soup. Started asking people, please, do you know anybody that really makes good pepper soup? He used a day for that. The next day, he now got to, and I said, thank you. This is exactly what I
you
wanted. So it was that bad. I started drinking gari a lot. It's not like it's not a good food, but you never see me taking it. I just take other food. I prefer to even take beans than even gari. But that time I was just cold one. I'll be like, oh, that's what I'm craving for. Cold gari, milk, groundnuts, everything. And I'm like, hey, this pregnancy. When you just stand still and you're like, hey, now maybe this.
Soaking Gary graciously.
Now maybe this, so it was just a phase that I knew that I was gonna pass. So I had cravings, like they were not really weird, because all those ones that they'll be like they're chalk and I hear all those ones. No, it wasn't weird. It wasn't
Just
weird.
like you were eating
But
things
it was
like
just
that.
something that I would normally not take. Like fufu, there's a particular day that I just told him at night that I wanted to eat fufu and vegetable. He had to look for how to get it done for me. And and I wasn't really cooking then, so is it that he does what he knows how to cook or eat out?
Was it that you were tired to cook or you don't? So there are people who, when they cook, when they're pregnant, they don't eat their food. Was that your case?
Yes. So most times I cook. I try to cook weekends, but when I cook, I put it in the freezer. But when I want these foods, I don't.
Can't eat it.
I don't even want to even perceive them. When I'm making them, I'm okay, but after I'm like, nah. So I got to eat catfish a lot, peppered catfish, pepper soup, Greek yogurt. Oh, because I normally take that, but I took that, and And I had to put in consideration the fact that I had to eat healthy,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that, you don't just
You
grow
don't
really
come
big.
out,
Because I was
yeah.
so conscious of my weight. Trust me. I was super conscious. I didn't want the baby to grow too big, I was just conscious, basically. But I was fine. And I had a really small bum because it just fit my
Your
body.
body
So when I was about 9 months, a lot of people did
didn't
not
still
know.
know. Yeah, you were still rocking really nice outfits. I'm
Mm.
like, I don't understand. This pregnancy stuff. I like, God, this is how I want pregnancy to look
I
like on
know,
my
right?
body.
People are please tapping, tapping, tapping.
Yeah, because it was so lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about, because I heard that period labor pain can be like times 10 of period pain. Like what you are seeing is really small compared to period pain. And so I'm like, that's one of the reasons why I'm actually scared. Because if I'm on my period, you will know. I will be screaming, like cramps can be deadly. Meanwhile, my neighbor, when she put to bed and she was in labor, she was just doing, she didn't shout. She didn't scream. And I can be more dramatic like that when I'm on my period. Like, so what's going on? It didn't level up.
Okay, so I feel like it varies actually. Some people have low threshold pain and high threshold pain, but then it doesn't really matter. You can have low threshold pain and you can come out of labor and you're like, oh, it's not a big deal.
Are you serious?
I came out of this place and it's not a big deal. But then you might have the high threshold pain and you're like, hey,
I
you don't
see
wanna
so.
die. You don't wanna die. So it really varies, and there are a lot of factors. Medically, there are factors. They'll be like, okay, so maybe you're not dilating. You're dilating fast. The baby is this way. The baby's head. The baby's head can be big. That's why there are no two pregnancies that are the same. People say it gets better, but I've heard people that give birth to maybe like 4 children. That maybe I can compare with that.
Yeah.
That it gets better, but then maybe they gave birth to their baby like maybe second born better than maybe it was actually better
The
maybe
experience
than
was
the
less
fourth one.
stressful.
Yeah, less
Yeah,
stressful
yeah.
than the fourth one. So I mean, it just varies, but I would not say that you should get scared because you don't know what's gonna
We're
happen
going to
till you
see
get
there.
there. But trust me, it's not a child's play. It's pain. It's pain. It's just pain. So I had few contractions and I could understand it was like period pro max. Pro.
Thank you for that. Thank you for agreeing with me. Because
But
I
if you can
heard
go
it.
through period pain, I mean, there's really nothing you cannot do. And if people can go through it, there's nothing you cannot do.
Have you taken like drips after your period pain before?
I have heard people that do
I
that,
am
but
one
I
of
don't
them.
go to that extent.
I am part of people that I roll on the floor. Like, when you're rolling and screaming, glory, hallelujah. I'm part
So,
of them.
like, your activities get really, like, distorted those periods.
Yeah,
Or maybe, like, for 2 days or a day.
like that. You just be like, God, I get the point. I'm not pregnant. Can we move on?
I know. But, that's one thing about motherhood for you. When you know that. You see, sometimes it's mental, yeah. So when psychologically you've prepared that, okay, this is what I'm going to go through, and this is the phase that, okay, I know if you die, you pass through it and you move to the next,
Talking about pass through it, I heard that all of those pains that you feel, it goes away once you see your child.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it was actually worth it eventually.
So I mean, from the conception through the pregnancy journey and having to put to bed, everything you're going through is for your baby. So when you see your baby, like, is this joy in your heart that, oh, now waiting, I don't they prepare for visits, you go for shopping. It's an experience, really. It's a journey. After the conception, you go through a first trimester that you have blues, you have a lot of things going through, you're going through. Then after the second semester, you're craving. Just because of human being, you go through all this stress,
Right?
You go through the pain, everything. Then you now have to go through breastfeeding, but then that's like the result. It's like you having unprotected sex, and the results.
And you knew you were
aware.
aware.
You knew, and the results now pregnancy. That's
Like
how it
those
is. That
carrying
this is
with
the
your
result
course.
of me going through this, and after all, it pays off. I have my baby. I have my being.
Yeah, and you're good.
So that's why it's different for a mother, because you're like, this baby came through me, like from me, it's a part of
First
me, and
hand.
you're laying down your life like for this
Yeah,
child.
true.
You're actually laying your
Even
life
before you
down.
even seeing what the child
Yeah,
looks
so
like.
it's just like it's just happiness that would go through. So you can as well just forget the pain.
Because it's
Yeah.
actually worth it eventually.
It's just like success though. So when you succeeded, you can't forget here. You will not
Yeah.
forget here, but
But
you would not be in that pain that time. So you can easily not always remember.
or refer
That's how
back
you'll
to
refer back to it because you succeeded.
let's talk about you being young and you having your first pregnancy. What are the things that there's some things that people do and they're like, it's like this is your first time being a mother. What are the things that you were naive about that you had to just learn on the go?
Okay, so there are some for the pregnancy journey and maybe after the
Yeah.
birth. Okay, so for the pregnancy journey, you know when baby kicks, is a different kind of there's this kind of bubbles, like I don't know how it feels. I think it's when you go through it, you feel it.
Okay.
I was thinking the baby was trying to come, and that was at
serious?
second trimester. So I felt this water move, like there would be like a water
Oh, are
moving
you
in your
serious?
tummy, and the baby is just trying to move, but they call it flutters.
Okay.
I just started feeling it, like that's how I called my husband. I was like, baby, I think something's happening. Something's happening. He was like, calm down. You're just 6 months. Not
What
if you
is
happen now. But I don't call sister, call that. I was so naive because I'm like, everything I saw, they just said baby will move.
But
You understand?
this
But
kind of
baby
movement.
was already moving because 6 months the baby was moving. But that was the first time I don't know, like it just seemed different that day. Maybe I was having it before that day, but I got so conscious that day because it was just different. It was like the baby that day
Go to
wanted to
burst
just
or something.
come out. So I was just feeling like no, and the baby was already resting on my cervix. That's
Okay.
what they say. So I was like, what's happening? So when I called, then I spoke to my doctor, like, calm down,
It's normal.
nothing is gonna happen. So I mean, that's like one of the major things
That you
amidst
notice.
others. But after is like the real deal,
Are you serious?
because as a mother, that's why most times omugo they'll say it should be done by mother-in-law or any of the motherly figure,
Yeah,
someone that
around
is
you.
really experienced around you, because if you don't have an experienced person, it's harder for that person, trust me. Get all the help you can that period. Why I said it's harder, because you have to bathe the cord. You don't even know. There are a lot they will not teach you. The baby is doing this, the tummy, they'll say, okay, colic. I'm sure you're just hearing it for the first time. That colic thing, they will say is digestion thing. The baby just has tummy pain. There are a lot.
And he's crying or something.
And just crying profusely for no reason, and healthy baby. So I mean, it's just a lot of experience, because I was naive. Like I was just so happy that I had my two mummies, my mother-in-law, my mom. They were with me, and they just got to just make life so easy for me. So if anything is happening, they'll be like, oh, this is the reason. They were even like doctors, like what is happening? If the baby is crying, they'll be like,
of your mom now, so come on now.
Sorry?
I say you lashed of your mom.
Yes, I am. And she has had
several children that actually, so she's
yeah, she is. She
gets
is.
better by the day, actually.
I know. So it was when, like, after a while, I now became a first child. I became a pro. Any small thing, I'll be like, okay, this is it, this is that, because I got to learn from them.
From the Agbas themselves. So tell me, your patterns, your routine, what changed as a first time mom? Because I love sleep a lot. And I hear that babies cry, like it's a thing. Babies cry at night. Yes or no?
They do, trust me. My baby is 10 months plus, and she still cries at like 3 times a night. I get to wake up.
Wait, sorry. Were there times when it was more?
Yes. Okay. So as they grow, it gets shorter. So from small, in fact, when they are really young, they don't know the difference between night and day. So most times at day, they want to just open their eyes and look, because they still think they are in the womb. Yes. So they get to adjust. They will tell you about 2 to 3 months. When they adjust, when they sleep, they still wake up severally at night. So just know that sleep, they'll deprive you of your sleep. Just know. And some babies, I hear some babies sleep like from 6 months or maybe 7 months. They sleep
All
all
through
through
to
the
the
night.
to morning.
Yes, but it depends on the baby.
So that was your own baby.
Mine, she still wakes up 3 times at night. So
To look for
thank God
food.
I work remotely. Yeah, so
Mhm.
I get to okay. So what I said about getting all the help you can, or if your husband is a very supportive one,
Mhm.
you can just maybe sleep a period. You can do like shifts,
Shifts.
and then you get all the rest you can for the day. Imagine a working mother, a banker. You get to wake up very early. You bathe. You do this. You go to work, and they expect you to be on your own dread. You
Mhm.
come back from work. You get to cook. You get to. It's a whole lot of. In fact, it's a separate kind of
World
work.
entirely.
So you have to just understand and program your time. So when you do it for a while, you get used
You
to
get
it.
it. It becomes like a
So it becomes
routine.
like a routine because you know what to do. So it doesn't now have. It's not like a problem to you anymore. It's not a problem to you anymore. So
So I
that's it.
think patterns. Obviously, you get to stick to patterns at some point in time. I
Yes, you
agree.
can. It's just like normally you're going to go to work
Mhm.
and you know where to pass. You know what to do at work. You know what to at the end of the month you receive the salary
Salary.
it's just a pattern. So after a while you get used to it. You won't be the one saying, they are meant to pay me this period.
So it's oftentimes believed that relationship between partners, like yourself and your husband, is like a circle. Like
Okay.
maybe when you people started dating and now that it's a baby, we say there's a difference.
Okay, so so I'm not going to say there's a difference, but I just want to say that there would be a realization that you have a baby now. So
Mhm.
it's not going to be like very spontaneous, but you guys have to just be very intentional.
Mm.
Okay, so for me, I would say personally, because I see a lot of couples that they drift maybe after
After a
a child
child
or
or
so.
two.
But
Mhm.
for us, we've gotten so intentional that you know we always go back to the fact that now because of now we married now, both of us got
Yeah.
married and we decided to have a family. It shouldn't stop us because when we're in love, your child grows in love.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
When she sees, she is super smart, so she sees what you both do.
Mhm.
When you kiss in front of each other or do anything, she
She wants
sees
to
it.
try. You
She
also
wants to
try.
just she
Yeah.
wants to hug,
Yeah.
so I mean, that's one thing that I always try to be very intentional
Conscious
about.
about.
We still go out to go on our dates, we talk to each other, we communicate, those things. Although it can be so overwhelming, I'm not saying it's that easy,
Mhm.
because anything you're thinking of your baby. At some point there was a time that my husband he was never saying my wife, he was always saying
My
my baby,
baby.
my
My
baby,
baby.
my
My
baby. And
baby.
I'm like, come on, now me first marry you before I born. you know
I was
so
your
yeah,
baby.
I was a baby. My baby, my baby, my baby. Before when he calls, sometimes I get, how is my baby? I'm like, you didn't even ask how am I. That means they take care of baby. So
Yeah.
it's how later he has to like maybe say, I'm sorry, this is it. It's not that easy. But I feel like when everybody is intentional, even from relationships,
Yeah.
you have to be
Yeah.
intentional. In
Yeah.
marriage, you have
Mhm.
to be intentional. And if
Mhm.
third party comes in, she's not even a third party, she's part of your family.
Yeah.
Just come to a realization and mentally just know that you have a child and she is
Mhm.
part of us.
Mhm.
So this is part of your daily routine.
Mhm.
It's just like you have bigger jobs. I always put this thing like, okay, maybe it's life.
Mhm.
If you are attaining or going higher, or you have a plan for
Bigger
yourself
roles.
and
Yeah.
bigger roles,
Mhm.
you get more
Mhm.
responsibilities
Mhm.
because you have bigger roles and bigger money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how you put it, that as life goes, there are bigger challenges, but you conquer it to get to the next one.
Yeah.
So this is a realization that this baby is with me. So as she's with me, we are responsible for her. So we are a family together. So she is part of us. So that's how you can
You
just
don't.
keep
You
it
don't. You
rolling.
don't. So there was one person one time that said something. I think he even made us stop talking because we have different perspective. He was saying stuff like, once the woman that he marries gives birth to the child, like he was kind of say the priority now is my child because you've given me a child. I like This thing is it not sounding like dust in your ear, man?
I know.
But good to hear. So tell me, what's the rewarding aspect for you as a mother? Because you actually did this, like young, pregnant, a mother. What's that thing that's rewarding for you as a mother?
Okay, so for me, I feel like it's everything, like I know that there are bad days for me, yeah, but it's just getting to look at your baby and you're like, yes, I could do this, so that there are bigger things I can actually do. And I'm not young like that. So I'm not young yet. So I mean, I just feel like if I don't do it now,
No, they do it.
if I wasn't married, it's a different case. But I'm married. If I don't do it now, when will I? And we actually waited a little when I was married. So I mean, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? And I always hear people say that just give birth and you get to enjoy your life later.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I feel like I go with that ideology because
after you waited 2 years, you're not fine with the ideology, but it's fine.
yeah,
Okay.
so I'm fine because I mean I've started a family, so let me just do it all together and face my career. A lot of women say, okay, I want to face career, I want to do this, do that, but I think before you get married, you should have that role in.
Yeah.
So it comes to meet you, not that you will go and meet it.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel.
So lastly, what words do you have to say to people who are first-time moms? Like maybe pregnant now, you're going to obviously go through this journey. What's the thing that you have to tell them that, just to hold body and soul together?
Number one, just breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Right now, if you're going through a lot of things and you're super overwhelmed, just breathe in, breathe out. And you know that this phase will pass. Just consciously tell yourself that it will pass and it is worth it. I've heard stories of people that go into depression even after birth.
Yes, I've heard people.
Yes. But then, get all the help you can. Psychologically prepare yourself for motherhood. I pray that you have a supporting man because that is a big plus.
Yes.
If you have a supportive man, you people do things together, trust me, it's not going to be hard. No matter what you go through, both of you carry the burden.
Together.
When two people carry it together,
It's
there's
lighter.
this unity and it's lighter. Yes, thank you. So I mean, just breathe in, breathe out, and just know that the phase will pass. And when you see the products, that's the baby.
That's the baby.
You would be happy, and it's going to be worth it. Just consciously. So everything is mentally. Because I mean, I always tell people that your mindset has to be framed to a particular point. Like I mean, a position that, okay, yes, this is what I'm preparing for. So if you frame your mindset up to that position, anything that comes, you eat it back. You can do it.
Gbasgbos,
you collect. And you keep going. It's just like challenges in your businesses that
I made mention of.
So yes, if you're going through this phase, you are actually doing a good job. Well done. And also stay away from negative energy.
It's very important.
Negative energy, stay far away. If you bring in positivity close to you, I mean, everything is gonna go.
Everything actually happens in your head before it actually comes to realization.
Yes.
At this point, I think I'm ready to have a child.
Yay!
I need to have a man first. Why are you laughing? Why do you feel like that's motivated me?
Oh my God, Alexis words.
Very soon.
Mr. Superman. We don't know it yet, but we're expecting.
You gonna know.
I'm ready to tie my gilly and everything.
I don't even think I go to tie gilly. We'll just do parking jail. But it's fine. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you for
quite
having
lovely
me.
to listen. And guys, do not forget that you can always come back here for awesome content. My name is Alexa Pabia. This is Chat and Banter Show. I'm not proud. I can't kneel down. I can't beg you, please. Okay? So for myself and the beautiful Kupsi
Bond, we sign out.
Bye.